back to our practice assignment series. Today we're going to be talking about PA number 12, which is the flange. So like always, let's take a look at our parts and our question we have to answer, and then we will come up with a game plan on how we're going to do this. So come down here with me and we'll talk about our tools needed. For this one, it looks a little complex, but all we're going to need is a center point circle, a sketch fillet. I just realized that that does not the logo for sketch fillet, so I will have to update that. What I meant there was a polygon, so we're going to use that polygon tool. Dimension, line, trim, and tangent. So I will fix that. We're going to get a new version of this packet, and I will fix that. But just understand that we need to do a polygon there, not a sketch fillet, okay? Our question we need to answer is, what is the total area of the shape without the center shape and holes? So same idea. We're just going to be clicking this face here, not selecting the holes and not selecting that polygon on the inside. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a hexagon at that center that is 1.5 wide. Then I'm going to draw a circle around that. That needs to have a radius of 125, so a diameter of 2.5. From there, I'm going to draw a circle off to the left with a diameter of 0.375 and dimension that 2.25 or 2.25 inches away from that center point. Afterwards, you'll see I need a circle on the outside with a radius of 0.5, so a diameter of 1. Then I'm going to draw some lines. We'll make those tangent, and then we'll do some trimming up, and we can do some mirroring features as well. So without any further ado, let's jump into Onshape and let's get this thing started. So like always, let's start with a sketch. So we'll do on the top plane, select our top plane, press Shift and S on the keyboard, N to normalize your view, P to hide those planes, and now we are ready to start working. So in our drawing, I have a dimension of side to side of a hexagon. So we'll do a, and that circle is inside. So inside inscribed, if we take a look, that circle is inside. So what I need to do, in my drawing, I have that point. If you kind of look, if I go out to the right from the origin, I get a point up. If I go straight up from the origin, my points are to the side and I get a flat top. So I want flat sides. So we're going to click there. We're going to say we want 6 sides to our polygon, and that needs to be 1.5 wide. Okay, we'll zoom in a little bit better to see that. So we have a circle inside. So inside inscribed, 1.5 on that inside inscribed circle of that hexagon with 6 sides. So next step, we're going to draw a circle with a diameter of 2.5 because our print says a radius of 1.25. If you're in the habit of typing everything in, you can do 1.25 times, and that times is going to be the little star on your 10 key. Or if you don't have a 10 key, hold down Shift and the number 8 on any keyboard, and that'll give you that star. So 1.25 times 2, and we'll get our 2.5 inch circle. We'll move that kind of a little better there. I'm going to draw, and this might be, I mean, I know on my drawing I have construction lines, and I'm going to draw one right now just to kind of show you kind of how you could do this and not do dimensions by using what's already existing. So I'm going to draw a line, and that line needs to be 2.25 because that's how far away the center of my circles are. And both of my circles are going to be concentric. So I can press C, shut off my construction with Q. I'm going to click that left point, and I'm going to say 0.75, enter. Sorry, 0.375, 0.375, enter. And then I'm going to do another circle off of that same point. So they would be concentric to one another. And that one needs to have a radius of 0.5. So if I give it a radius of 0.5, I can do times 2, or easy math, just make it 1. And now we're good there. Okay. So now this is probably the point where some of you guys would just do this, and you would draw the same thing on the other side, and then I would type in my dimension here of 2.25, right? I could do that. But what's cool is I can just select both lines and press E for equal, and now they're exactly equal. The other thing I can do is when I do circles. So obviously that's not the right size circle, and that's not the right size circle either. So I can say, hey, this inside circle here and this circle need to equal each other, and this outside one and this outside one need to equal each other. And now we're set up pretty even. The way I like to do it though is just by using the mirror command. The problem with doing that is order of operation. So I'm going to show you these lines first, and then I'm going to show you why we would mirror. So next thing we're going to do is we have to add, if we look back at our drawing, I have to add these lines right here. So I need to add these two lines that go down. And the way we do that is by literally just drawing a line and drawing a line. Okay. Now I'm going to press T for tangent. I'm going to select my line and my circle. And I'm going to do that again on my other part of my line and my other circle. And you'll see that now they are tangent to one another. I'm going to press M on my keyboard to bring up that trim tool, the scissors. And I'm going to trim off whatever excess line I don't need. I'll do the same thing on the bottom. T for tangent, T for tangent, M, trim that excess. And then I can come in here now and trim off these extra pieces that I don't need. So if we look, I have half of what we need. So now I'm going to mirror it. Now, a lot of you guys, when you first learned how to mirror, you always wanted to draw a mirror line, right? Couple of things. If we turn our planes back on, since we did everything over that origin, when I click mirror, I can use that plane. If I turn my planes back on, I can use that mirror as my center line, as my mirror. So I could take all these, flop that over, and now we're good to go. All I got to do is come in here and trim that other shape off as we go. So now, when I was talking about mirroring, why would I want to do my lines before I mirror it over? Let's back it up and I'll show you why. So I could have turned my planes back on. We'll mirror all of this over. And then now I'm going to draw a line, and then a line, and then a line, and then a line. But now I have 4 lines to tangent. And that's more clicks, more steps, more things you have to do, more lines you have to trim. Not worth it, right? Now, with that same argument, this is symmetrical in 2 areas. So I can do this and trim, or tangent and tangent. I'll come through and trim these edges off. And now I can mirror this line. Oh, put that in the wrong order. I can pick my line first that I want to mirror it over, then pick what I want to mirror. It's not liking me today. Mirror my middle line, flip that over. There we go. So I could do that. Then I could do it again. And then mirror those as well. So however you want to do it, again, as you've noticed throughout this packet, if you've made it this far, there's a lot of different ways to make these drawings. And what you're going to do now is find your area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change some things. Let's make this 3. Let's make this 6. Something like that. Let's make this 1. Trying not to give you guys the answer straight off. 1.5. Let's make that. We'll go 3 on that. Yeah, there we go. Let's make that 0.75. And let's make that 1.25. Okay, so obviously not the same shape, same geometry, same constraints, but we've changed those dimensions. And so you can see just how quickly you start getting different shapes on things. But basically I would click here and follow me down to the bottom, and that is going to give me my area. It says 5.7 5, which is totally wrong. That is not the correct answer. Again, that is not the correct answer. But if you follow the steps that I showed you before on how to do it, that is what you would be seeing there. So let me try to get it a little more. That looks a little more like it. That is what you need to click. So again, the question was, what is the total area of the shape without the center shape and the holes? How would you do that? That's exactly what you're going to click. And you're going to type in the correct answer that you get on your, write it on your paper, put it in your Canvas quiz, however your teacher or you decide to grade yourself. That's how you're going to get through this packet. So that's going to do it for us today. Next week, we have our last drawing. We'll switch back over to our deal. We have our last part, which is the special wrench, and then we move on to how to do the final. So let me know in the comments if there's any specific drawing you want to learn, if there's one you're still having trouble with, if there's more you want. I know I've stopped this at 13. Again, I don't teach a full-on CAD design class. This is like, for me in my class, it's like a unit. If I did this all year, obviously I would do way more drawings and have you guys practice a tons more. But if that's something you guys are interested in and continuing, you want me to start moving on and do number 14, 15, and just keep going on, I think that's something I want to do. I also want to start making a packet for 3D. So let me know in the comments what you like. Again, something I wanted to update you guys on too. We'll go back to Onshape. Go ahead and say, get it back to normal. If you guys take a look, my features look a little different. I was running off the education stuff before, and when I click my plus sign, I have PCB Studios, Render Studios, Cam Studios. I have been upgraded to the professional plan. So trying some things out, trying to show you guys some more things. If you guys have professional plans and you want to learn more about it, tell me something in there that you'd like to learn. Also, you can get your own professional status for, I believe they're doing 6 months free right now for anybody wanting to be an engineer. Whether you have background, you just want to get your feet wet, you want to start making your own thing, you're a kid in high school that wants to try the pro version, whatever, go ahead and click the link I'll have in the description on how to get your own version, your own account. But yeah, there's some pretty cool features that they haven't released to everybody that are in the pro version only. So go on, get a taste, see what you like, and click my link and that'll get you there. So that's going to do it for us. I will see you guys next week. Take care.